All right, man, it is time. It is time. One of my most requested videos right here, a New Balance collection video. This is the smallest version of my New Balance collection that I've ever had. If you didn't know, my shoe size has changed. I used to buy all of my New Balance in a size 11. Nowadays, I'm rocking an 11.5 or a 12. And believe it or not, I actually wear my shoes. I know you see a lot of YouTube videos where people pull brand new shoes out of the box and they've been that way. They plan to resell them. Nah. That's not this. I have everything from budget shoes that I bought for $50 to, yeah, some hyped up stuff, but I have appreciation for all of it. There's just so much to get into, and I want to show you all of these pairs. So, my New Balance collection in 2024, let's do it. I want to start off with this pair because I always have a brand new pair of this model on deck, ready to go. You've seen these, you know the deal. This is the first New Balance that I ever bought. We have the classic, absolute classic, the definition of classic, gray 574s. This was my first pair of New Balance and I bought them with a check. They were $54. Do you guys even know what a check is? I didn't even have a credit card at the time and I needed a pair of shoes that was comfortable, that would go with anything. I went with these and here we are. A lot of years later and I still have a fresh pair. I remember giving Finish Line a check and kind of not even knowing how to write a check at the time and like asking them, like, I put the dollar amount and then what, I write out the dollar amount? Why do I have to do it twice? Okay, how about we go here next? And I'll tell you what, that is a gorgeous sneaker box right here. This is pure nostalgia for me. I wish that New Balance would bring these boxes back. And I used to have a collection that was this size. Half of them were a box like this. I wish I still had some of those. It honestly brings a tear to my eye, but to make up for that tear, we've got the C notes. I mean, come on. Like this is probably, I don't want to go there yet, but might be one of my favorite New Balance of all time. We have some more Concepts collabs in here, but that guy is just such a good shoe. I didn't think this one through exactly because where am I gonna put the empty sneaker boxes? I'll just toss them to the side and hope for the best. And what's this? Random, super random. And I guess to show you guys that I actually wear my shoes, this has been something that I've been wearing to the beach. I know that sounds crazy, but I walk my dog on the beach. It's sandy, and these 610s in this gradient colorway that I think is cool. I haven't seen anyone else really show these and appreciate them. It's something I wear at the beach because they're slightly waterproof. They're like water resistant. And you know, even when I'm walking the dog, I like to flash a little bit. Okay, Teddy Santis has done some pretty cool things with New Balance. And if you have blinked, there's been a lot of good pairs that have released. Most of the New Balance you see are suede, so you gotta appreciate when there's good leather on one. And this green right here, I mean, kind of a Celtics colorway. These guys I've been wearing a ton. This has been almost my everyday shoe recently. You know that the 1906 model is something that New Balance is cranking out right now, and keep going. They're comfortable, they're stylish, they've got a pretty decent price point. This spring I've been wearing a ton of pastel colors, so this has gone with a lot of those outfits, but it's still kind of a neutral shoe. This is gonna get crazy, I know it. All right, we kind of have a sleeper. Palace did a collab on the 580, and I very much like this shoe. The 580 is pretty comfortable with that roll bar right there, and they have a zipper at the top so you can hide anything you want to hide. I mean, I got nothing to hide. I have a YouTube channel. I've put pretty much my whole life out there. This is a sleeper. I'm putting it right here. Okay, let's get into something that maybe you guys haven't seen. This is a collaboration between New Balance and J. Crew, and it's a 992 that not many people have seen, I don't think. The 992 had a nice little run. This is the perfect fall sneaker. You know, the spring is here, so I'm not exactly rocking this at the moment. Where are we going next? Okay, how about something from the Bumblebee factory, huh? You gotta respect the pairs that are made in UK. There's a newer version of the 991 that's out right now. I don't have a pair of those yet. I need to change that. I've heard good things, but just the classics, they still do it for me. I love the midsole on the 991. It's not a shoe that you see talked about very often, but I appreciate them. Okay, as you know, Kith and New Balance have done a lot of work together, plenty of work together. This project I thought was really cool. A little dust bag that actually has the shoe on it. Looks like I was mid lace swap with these guys right here and I never finished it, but some 990 V2s. This whole pack was crazy. The whole pack was crazy. I have another pair from it that I'll show you guys shortly. Then some 550s. Aimé Leondor, as you know, has put out a bunch of 550s. I mean, they led the charge. This model was a problem. Like 2021, man, what a run this model had. We'll talk more about it, but this red, white, and blue colorway, very nice. I will say this is my least favorite New Balance box ever, just for the flimsiness of it. What else? Speaking of Aimé, I mean, they just have put in work. Teddy Santis has put his stamp on New Balance in a few different ways. These beef and broccolis, the 993s, come on. These are so tough. This is a shoe that I'm never gonna get rid of. And unfortunately, they're a size 11. And like I said, I'm rocking 11 and a half and 12s nowadays so that my toes don't fall off. But this shoe, I'm not getting rid of. This is one that's just worth a tad bit of pinching. We have so many more pairs, oh my gosh. How about just some fire 992s in this yellow colorway right here? Look at these Bumblebees right here. Things are just buzzing. These were actually a gift to me from someone that works at New Balance. Same with this pair, another 992. I guess we've been on a 992 kick here. These are the seersuckers. Gotta love this colorway. And I just gotta say, I've had some really positive experiences chatting with people from New Balance. Anytime I had a conversation with one of them that led to me helping them, they helped me. Whether it was giving me a cool product or just, you know, looking out in the future. It's a good brand, there's good people there, and that definitely affects the way I look at it. We'll talk more about that too. Let me just keep showing you guys a little bit of fire here. Got the new Kith collab here, the 1906R. You know, it's not exactly a summertime colorway, but all of a sudden, blink of the eye, and it's fall, and I'm looking at my collection like these are all summer colors. And speaking of that, how about these Jowns? I mean, what a cool shoe. Gore-Tex, I can't wait to wear them more. There was a white pair that released. It wasn't a Jown collab, but it was an all-white Gore-Tex 2002R, and I wish that I grabbed those. They went on sale. For some reason, I didn't get them. I should have. Let's go digging in the crates. Not many people are gonna show you navy 997s in their New Balance collection. The 997 is something that's been put back in the vault for a while, but I mean, time to break it back out. Look at that shoe. Look at that shape. Incredible. This is the perfect daily shoe. There's this tumbled leather on the tongue there that every time I put the shoe on, it just feels like quality. And that is something that you don't have to worry about from New Balance. And that's nice. When you can buy a shoe and the quality is justified, the price is justified, it makes it that much more special to me, because you put on a pair of these, for one, it's a collab with Bodega, so it's not something you're gonna see everyone else wearing. The materials are gonna be top notch, and then the comfort is gonna be there. We have so many more pairs to get into. I just gotta get a little bit quicker with it. Okay, you want your footwear to pop. I need to leave these out of the box so that I rock them more often. This is just a crazy pair of 1300s. Aimé Leondor collab, has that hairy suede on it. 1300s, man, look at that shape. More Aimé Leondor, why not? T500, this is a good one. Nice quality leather, and it's a basic shoe, right? It's a basic tennis sneaker, but something about this feels premium. Something about it looks different than everything else. I guess while we're on an Ame kick, I can show you guys these that, you know, when I first saw them, I was at the New Balance headquarters and they didn't release yet. The silhouette was not out. Ame was the first one to really introduce it, and I love these. I absolutely love them. I think they did a great job channeling that old school hiker aesthetic. By the way, I'm almost positive I've probably misspoken and called models the wrong name. Deal with it. Sorry. This is a lot of pairs. I'm gonna call something the wrong name. And I remember when I did my Jordan collection video, I called a pair of Jordan 13s the Black Cats instead of the Playoffs or something like that. And people still are on my ass about it. Like, anyway, the 2002 R is a really good shoe. This is the deconstruct pair that, you know, people were hyped on. I was hyped on this shoe. Similar to the 1906, these two have the same sole. If you didn't know that, just I know they look differently, but same sole, same comfort. Let's dive back into the red, white, and blue. When's the last time you saw a pair of 1600s? If you have a pair of 1600s, please comment down below that you find them comfortable. If you've ever had this shoe, you know that there's some kind of magic that makes these incredibly comfortable. But this light blue colorway is something that I've had. This is my second pair. I had to go find a dead stock pair on eBay. Somehow someone was just sitting on these bad boys. One of my first YouTube videos ever was on a black pair of 1600s. I wasn't even showing my face on YouTube yet because I was not sure that it was gonna work out. I just wanted to talk about sneakers that badly. Okay, next up, this one is really interesting because I've never seen anyone else with a pair of them. So check this out. This is the New Balance 574 Sport V2, and I believe that these were created for Fashion Week, and these logos are actually patches. So you can remove them and they come with different ends that you can put on there. So this is definitely a unique one in the collection. How about another Aimé Leon Dore collab dust bag in this one? A nice little premium dust bag. And this pair definitely had some hype around it. 860 V2s. I like wearing this with a top coat, just a brown top coat in the fall. Ooh, these are good ones. More made in USA pairs. Gotta appreciate any sneaker that comes with a card in it. Come on, I mean, that's the way to go. Whew, I love these. Look at that. This is like a nice glass of wine. I don't think it's a Merlot. Might not be a Cab. I think these are like a Pinot. So these are a 990 V3, and you know what? I'm gonna throw them on feet right now. Oh yeah, let's switch it up. I guess I can show you these since I kicked them off. Another pair from the Teddy Pack, the Sea Salts. You know what I used to have that I don't anymore is the 990 V1. That is one pair that I wish I had a nice colorway of. Probably that rose colorway that Kith did. What else? More Gray Box Chronicles. Oh, just something basic. This was right before skateboarding got a hold of the 480, and I thought that it was just a nice little alternative to the 550, and it still is. This is something that you can get nowadays at an affordable price. We have so much more to get into. This is gonna get, oh my gosh, you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. How fire is that shoe right there? When's the last time you saw a 993 in an olive colorway? New Balance does not mess around with the 993. Yeah, you see some crazy 992s, some 990 V3s and V4s, not a whole lot of 993s out there that have been tinkered with. More made in USA pairs, and looks like I probably put these in the wrong box. So I wore them and tossed them back in someone else's box. 990 V2s, more from the Teddy Santis pack, and I love how there's that little sage green hit on the toe box there. Okay, what are these? Are they something special? Yes, they absolutely are. We have another pair of 574s. This is something that I have featured a bunch of times on this channel, and you might be like, why? Well, for one, it's a really good pair of 574s. They've got nice suede and leather on here. The shape is good, and I like them so much that I gifted these to everybody in my wedding. So my entire wedding party, I gave them a pair of 574s. These colors went with our suits, and I wanted to give people something comfortable that they could wear, you know, during the reception if they wanted to dance in sneakers and not wear dress shoes. Next up, more made in England pairs, and I will just gently put those down. This right here is what you would call a nice product. Some people don't understand the hype behind New Balance. Some people don't get it. They don't understand that this is an excellent piece of footwear. And you know what? I'm not gonna convince anybody of that. I'm gonna let them understand it for themselves. And we're gonna talk more about that in this video. And just to give you guys a quick comparison of these 991s, since I don't know if I've ever had them out next to one another, but the grays are slightly different. I always thought that this was a warm gray on here. I guess these ones are even warmer. And if you want to talk about gray, I mean, New Balance gray, forget about it. Forget about it. You think that any other brand is the king of gray? No chance. No chance. The gray that New Balance uses, there are hundreds of different shades of that gray, it feels like, and it never gets old to me. More 860 V2s here. This is somewhat of a recent pickup. I think you could still get these. If you can, I'll link them for you guys down in the description. Is there anything on here I didn't show? Yeah, I don't think I showed these yet. 550s. I showed the first pair from this pack, and this one was definitely that one. This was a huge deal. These were reselling for like $400. I saw so many walks of life in this shoe. People with all different styles were rocking it. Every sneaker brand tries to make a shoe that's gonna cross over, something that everyone is gonna appreciate. And I mean, we saw Taylor Swift in this shoe. Crazy. Let's go with another collab, and this one's perfect for the darker light because it's a rainy day right now. And you know, I was like, okay, when am I gonna do this New Balance video? And a rainy day where I can't go outside, what better time? So this pair that Joe Freshgoods put out, 990 V4s, inspired by the movie Belly. If you've never seen the intro to Belly, absolute classic right there. The way that they rolled out this shoe with 3 different pairs, all inspired by that movie, excellent job. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this glows in the dark. Okay, I already showed you this shoe, but not this version. This is the newest C-Note, and I guess I can grab that other pair. Where'd it go? And I'll show you a quick side-by-side comparison. And the major reason why I like this one over this one is just because of the shape. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with this newer one. My foot just looked better in this one than this one. And you know, when I first unboxed this shoe, I could hardly tell the difference. The main thing is that bumper in the back there, it just protrudes a little bit. And if you like that, then the newer one might be the way to go. But still, this is just one of the best New Balance ever. I stand on that. More water. One of the first 1906Rs that released. This was when, you know, people weren't even into this shoe yet. I loved how there was that red panel underneath the mesh. I've worn this shoe a lot, and it is just, it's held up. All right, here's the deal. It's getting a little bit dark and it's a rainy day, and I want to be able to show these in a good way. And there's a lot more I want to say in this video. So let's do a part 2. This is the first half, and this is probably half the pairs. So I have another good chunk of NBs to show you. So keep an eye out for part 2. It'll be up soon. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. And of course, I mean, if you enjoyed this one, please hit that like. I'll catch you guys in the second one. Peace.